The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Monday morning podcast.
Yeah, have you seen the footage of that shark, Nikki?
That scares
No,
the
I
hell
haven't.
out of
Can
me.
you send it to me? I think I saw it pop up on the Daily Mail and then I went to click on it and then I accidentally clicked on a text message that had just come through at the top of the screen. You know when you do that? You're about to hit something at the top of the screen just as a pop-up
Yes.
comes up and it takes you somewhere else and then you lose it.
Straight
Someone
to
sent
Timu.
it to me.
Timu.
Oh, Scott Wallace. Do you have a bloke called Scott Wallace that sends you stuff?
It does ring a bell, yes. I don't think I do have Scott on my list.
Can I say something to Scott Wallace?
Yeah.
I'm just going back through my history of Scott Wallace. I assume he's a listener. He has to be. So he probably listens to the podcast.
Is this Instagram?
Yeah, look at my history. He sends me stuff. Like he sent me that shark stuff, and I never comment. So that's so rude of me. Look at that. Look at all that shit that he
I
sent
think
me.
there's an understanding that you're
but
looking
thank
at
you.
you're looking at it, but you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
need to
yeah,
ignore-
I'm looking
you know,
at
what
it
are you going
and-
to write? Oh, thank you every time. Like,
Yeah.
he knows that, and he's going to get mentioned on the podcast now as well.
The last one I sent him was he sent me something, and I went, "Wow!" And that was back in May. I don't even know what that was. But anyway, thank you, Scott. That's rude of me.
Let's
That
see
is
what
so
I wrote.
rude.
Scott
Look at that.
Wallace.
And then
Scott Wallace.
Well, sometimes a lot of things go into requests and you don't even know that you're getting sent all of this stuff and occasionally you check your request box.
He's
And you're
a
just like,
breathwork facilitator,
is he? What does that mean?
I think. Does it say Scott Wallace breathwork and coaching? Let's connect. Or
No,
is it a
that
different guy.
yeah.
Okay.
I've
He's
got
definitely Scott Wallace. Is
Hawley
definitely
follows
hitting
him. Dale Hall
Dale Hall
follows him.
follows him.
Do you know how Dale Hall is, Mitch?
up. Well, that throws a real
Yeah,
question
I'm-
mark over things.
yeah.
Dale Hall was the security guard that was
That's
getting
right.
getting the Queensland team out of the Caxton when Alfie went. He goes, "F- Dale Hall, 6 more songs."
That-
That was that
should
was
be the chant.
Hawley.
The chant should be Dale Hall.
Yes.
That should be the chant.
So that was poor.
And if you hit-
that was poor old Hawley's job
and if
to
you hit
try
up-
and get Alfie out.
And if you hit up Hawley, he still takes it completely like personal with his
Yes.
dog. It wasn't 6 songs. I got him out after 3. He tries to put some logic in. I'm like, come on, Dale, just let the story be the story. Love you, Hawley. He doesn't listen to the podcast.
Oh, that's funny.
I go through and like, cause I'm in so many different chats on like
definitely have
Instagram
Scott
where I get
Wallace.
those DMs.
Yeah.
And I just don't get time to look at them all. But then when I do, I just like flood people with reactions. So I'll give it a laugh or give it a thumbs up or something.
Yeah, right.
And like, there's one with Lincoln and Jamie Lee, brother and sister, and I haven't looked at it now since I think I got up to the end of June last year, and that's the last I've seen of it. I got to like I think December. I was in a cab for 20 minutes, and I was like, "Well, this is a good time as any to sit down and waste 20 minutes just scrolling at Instagram." And I went through a whole month worth of reels they sent me, and just like flooded them with reactions. And they said, "Can you stop?"
Yeah.
Laughing at shit. And I'm like, no, but I want you to know. And eventually, I'm going to catch up from July 2024 all the way through to modern day. So as of today, I've got exactly a year worth of content. And that's one chat. I've got about 5.
Where do you draw the line on being able to reply to something? How the time distance?
Oh,
'Cause I
yeah.
do that all the time. Not a year, but I'll, like you know those WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
I'll be like, 2 days.
Yeah. Otherwise, it shows you just that you weren't interested. Yeah, I
It's
didn't,
like,
didn't
where
look
have you
at it
been for
till
2
now.
days, buddy? We know. Yeah.
It's very telling, those who don't comment on WhatsApp groups or group messages.
Yes.
It says a lot. I always get more from people not speaking than those who chat.
I think you say it best when you say nothing at all.
Ronan Keating principle.
Yeah, the
Well,
road.
it is a form of protest.
Yeah,
So-
no,
Sometimes I'm just not
no
looking at it.
reaction is a reaction.
Yeah, but then maybe we're just busy as well. I don't want to be seen as like I'm not snubbing anyone. You know what I mean?
Well, Luttsy and I are part of a massive, like 35 person wide Brisbane Lions chat that goes off during the week.
I think I put myself off it.
Oh, did you? Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, no, you
But,
can't
like,
have that. You can't put
like-
reactions to comments in big group chats like that because
No, I
then you're
don't.
getting ping, ping, ping,
I'm
and
just
you're
saying,
trying to sit.
There's only so many pairs of corduroy Brisbane Lions pants that Dan Anstey can put up.
Should I get this on eBay? And I'm like,
Yeah,
you've got
I
the
just get it,
last
mate. I don't
400
know.
of them, yeah.
And part of me, by the way, if we're going to go down this path of Dan Anstey, he's like, oh, good, look at me, I'm going to buy this retro thing. Well, I think I had that because I'm old enough and gave it to my cousin.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care back in the day. You know, we used to get Brisbane Bears shit and Lion stuff when we were starting out at 4BC. And now, and by the way, he's not sitting here right now, but I think our mate Nick is in on this one as well, isn't he?
He's in on that chat, yeah.
So him and Anstey just go, oh, have you seen the new fluffy Fluffy.
Here he comes. Hey.
What? Oh,
Hey,
shit,
hey,
it's
g'day,
making
Nick.
me weird.
Hey.
I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, we didn't want you listening to it, Nick. We're just making sure that you weren't
Saying
able to.
that Brisbane Lions shit that Dan Anstey goes on with.
Earmuffs, mate, earmuffs. But I like that was going mental on the weekend, and the Lions weren't even playing. And I'm like, I don't need to read this. But whenever I open up that chat, you just have to flood through like 2-3 weeks worth of content.
Oh, can't
and
keep up.
I'll jump on and I'll watch the Lions, or I'll watch the, if it's on with the footy, and I'm sort of back and forth between, so I'm not keeping up to date with everything everyone's saying. And then the Lions will wrap up, and I'll just send through and go, massive. Like when they beat the Cats last week.
It's just like,
massive.
Me too. And as if he knows what he's talking about. As if Anstey's, he'll go like,
fraud.
well, I'll tell you what, the third quarter from McAllister. I'm like, mate, you didn't even know what the Lions were 4 years ago. Like, you couldn't have had a conversation with him about AFL when I met Dan Anstey.
You know what? When we were doing the Broncos on-field stuff together, and I love the Lions. We love the Lions. We love about Lockie. We love the Lions. But we'd be sitting there, like we'd go up, from the on-ground stuff, they'd say, go up to the Broncos staff, like box, you can get some drinks and food up there. Yeah. I'd be sitting there, and like next to a table, there'd be Justin Hodges and Sam Thardo. We'd be watching the boys, and Dan would be sitting there, go, seriously though. And he'd have his phone, and he'd be watching the AFL, and he'd like shove it to me, because I'm like, mate, I love the Lions, but he's sitting there and go, no, hey, we watch this son. I'm like, dude, I'm at the Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, mate.
Broncos, my favourite sport, my favourite team of any sporting team on the planet are right in front of me. I'm live. I'm not watching another game. As much as I love the Lions, I'm not watching them on a phone when I'm at the football.
I could tell, while we're on this, by the way, I was going to double down again. You're right.
Let's air all that grievance.
Hell, I'm angry now because I went to I'm at the post-match bloody grand final dinner or whatever last year. And I could tell there was an element of like, oh, you're here, are you? Like he's wearing all his Brisbane Lions shit. You tell there's a bit of like, oh, Johnny come lately. I was getting Johnny come lately vibes about me.
I agree.
And I felt like screaming. How many times did you go watch the Bears at Carrara in press room?
Yes,
I did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
I did. I used to sell hot dogs at the Brisbane at Carrara.
And that was a marketing
Bears.
scheme where you made a lot of money.
Yeah, my mate Murray's brother Dale. But we were still in high school.
Bloody Johnny
come
come lately, my
hot dogs
ass.
out the back of his Commodore. You used to be able to park your car
At the Brisbane Bears.
We'd be out there making hot dogs.
Yeah,
like making a fortune in grade 11 and 12.
Yeah,
and Brad Hardy. Hello,
Brad Hardy.
Yeah. I was there.
Champs trying to get a run.
Yeah, Champs running around.
retro jerseys. When you bought them, they were just
just jerseys when we bought them. Or were given them, probably.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.